Hi, this is Dr. Cliff from our ministry headquarters in Las Vegas, Nevada. We've teamed up with VOR to offer you the ultimate man-up experience. As you experience the thrill of driving our race truck and shooting the machine guns, whether you're a man or a woman, you will discover the qualities of genuine leadership that it takes to be a champion in today's world. Join the courageous at our ManUp Vegas experience, where you or your group can receive training in the skills and qualities of genuine leadership. As chaplain, I'm here year-round, so contact me at drcliff@manupministries.com. It's time to man up and release the champion in you.
As a young man, Dr. Cliff self-traveled with our founder, Dr. Lester Summerall, on various mission trips. Today, he is the president of ManUp Ministries. His latest book, Man Up, Release the Champion in You, has become a bestseller. And today, Dr. Cliff with us to share what God is doing with ManUp Ministries in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas for ministry. Interesting combination. Tell us how that happened.
I began to feel the tug to go to Las Vegas. Well, how
A lot of people have felt that. That has nothing to do with ministry.
I thought, God, how could you be in Las Vegas? My brother moved to Las Vegas, and he started the Vegas Off-Road Experience Company, race company. And we'd visit out there and talk to him, and I began to see all the needs. And Vegas is not known for being anointed or a godly town.
That's one way of putting it, yeah.
So we began to see the pain and the hurts of the people, and started to just pray for them. And all of a sudden, God began to put on our heart, you could be a solution. You could be part of meeting the needs of the people, what they're looking for, what they're searching for. And then he made clear to move to Las Vegas. I mean, this is a process that took about a year for me to have a peace in my heart. So my wife and I made the move. We got involved with VOR, the Vegas Off-Road Experience, and we put the ManUp Ministry headquarters out there. And God blessed us with 160 acres, which is the size of Disneyland, to give you what that's like. 2 bomb shelters, 2 tanks, machine guns, all of that came with the deal. So I'm thinking, God, this is not the kind of church I grew up in.
Well, it isn't. And we're sitting here, we're watching machine guns get fired and cars racing, and I can hear the women out there saying, well, this sounds like a nice guy's weekend, but how does it get you to ministry?
It is a nice guy's weekend, and it's a nice girls' weekend. In fact, the girls love it. My goal is to get the men to cry like a girl out there in the car. But the ladies are enjoying it too. We teach them through the shooting experiences, through the driving experiences, in our seminars, the leadership skills, what it takes to release the champion in you. For example, in the race car, there is a GPS, and there's a 2-person car, the driver and the co-driver. In front of the co-driver is a GPS. Both of them are wearing helmets. There's a microphone in the helmet so they can talk back and forth to one another, and they can hit a button, and they can talk to the guide car, which is out several hundred feet ahead of them in the dirt. And they talk to each other, and the guide has to tell the driver what that GPS says, where they're going, what's coming up. So we'll draw life lessons from that and teach them how God has given each of us a personal GPS system, and how we can connect with the Holy Spirit, and how we can have absolute divine supernatural guidance and be trained to handle any conflict that might come up in life.
Now, at the beginning of the show, we were talking a little bit about economic issues. Some people may not realize, you touched on it just for a moment, but there's a real need in Las Vegas.
Real, genuine need. In fact, I think Las Vegas was #1 for lack of jobs, and
the housing crisis really hit it hard, yeah.
The poverty level, and we saw that pain, and we went out there and we started visiting different churches. There are 2 churches that I work very closely with. One is called Celebration Church, which is in North Las Vegas. The other one is called The Church, which is in South Las Vegas. So it's Pastor Danny Hand in North Las Vegas and Benny Perez in South Las Vegas. And we hooked up with their ministries to reach out to the local communities through, much like food does, what do you call it, Food for the Hungry?
Sure,
Yeah.
Feed the Hungry.
Feed the Hungry, sorry.
That's okay.
And many of those type of programs. And you've got to touch them in their need before they'll listen to anything you have to say.
Yeah, that's good.
And we've seen hundreds, probably more like thousands, find Jesus in a town that's not known for Jesus. And the town is really, I'm I don't want to say I'm prophesying or being prophetic about it, but I'm seeing a genuine change in Las Vegas through people finding the Lord because of His love.
Change how?
The fear, the poverty level. People come from all over the world and blow thousands and millions of dollars in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, the statistics now, and I don't want to get in trouble with anybody in Las Vegas because I love Las Vegas, but the gambling dollars are down. They're spending money on tourism, they're spending money in the hotels and the shows and so forth, but they're not spending as much on gambling. That's one indication of a change that's taking place. There's less prostitution than there used to be. We have a ministry called Hookers for Jesus, where, and that title gets your attention.
Yeah.
Am I stepping over the line?
No,
It is what it is, man.
It is what it is. And they come into the church, and they want out of that lifestyle. They were brought into it through terrible circumstances most of the time, and usually just economic pressures. But they want out, but they need to know how to transition into what we would call a, quote, normal lifestyle.
Yeah.
So we have secret homes where they can stay and they receive training. So all of that kind of stuff's going on in Las Vegas.
Now back to the compound. I think some people may wonder, I'm kind of wondering, do you ever have people who, they drive the car, they shoot the gun, and then you start to talk to them, they go, I don't really care about Jesus, man. I'm just here to shoot the gun and drive the car.
Yeah, they just want a beer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
So how do you try to really break down that wall and get through to those folks?
We're not pushy about it. If they've come out just to enjoy the racing the car or shooting the guns, we'll let them have a great time, and then I'll tell them, hey, I've written several books, and one of them is about how to release the champion in you. My brother owns this company that you're participating in today, and the first story in one of those books is how I tried to kill my brother. You'd love reading it, and I give them a copy of the book.
Well, tell us about, first of all, I'm still trying to get past Hookers for Jesus. I always thought that was the old ladies that did crochet. But anyway, tell us about this story about you trying to kill your brother.
Well, I love my brother. My dad was working the night shift. We were young kids. And my brother was hungry, and it was my job to keep my brother and my sisters quiet. And he wouldn't be quiet. He wanted some cereal. So I poured him a bowl of cereal, just cornflakes, but it wouldn't snack, crackle, and pop. He wanted cereal to snack, crackle, and pop, or he wasn't going to eat it. And he started crying, and I knew if Dad woke up, I was in trouble. So I had to make the cereal snack, crackle, and pop. So I got a can of Drano out from underneath the sink. And, that's poisonous. That'll kill you if you eat Drano. But I didn't know it would kill him. I was too young at that time. So I poured it all over the cereal to make it snack, crackle, and pop. And it did. And Chucky ate the cereal. He was good for about 5 minutes. Then he started spitting out blood and screaming bloody murder. And I had to go wake up Dad, and we rushed him to the hospital, and they pumped his stomach, and Chucky lived.
And clearly.
And you repented, I'm sure.
Well, he's a little hesitant to come over for dinner these days.
I imagine so.
Dad applied the Board of Education to my seat of knowledge, and I learned a valuable lesson at that time. And so one of the lessons we can draw from that experience, you can't always believe everything everybody gives you is good for you. My brother trusted me. He thought what I was giving to him was a
Right.
good meal that would improve him and make him satisfied, and in reality it was killing him. And that's what's going on in Vegas and in other parts of the world. We're being fed a lot of ingredients that we think are good for us. Right. We're looking for satisfaction through gambling, through pornography, through whatever, and we're just left as empty as we were before because it's the wrong ingredients. The ingredient you're looking for is Jesus. Yeah. And when we can introduce you to Jesus and you find out how much love he has for you and how real he is and how he's not here to judge you and condemn you and slap you down, but to build you up, your life is changed.
And I'm almost struck, you're talking about we're eating the wrong thing. Literally through the drive-thru, we're also eating the wrong thing there as well. Has it been a good business relationship then, kind of pairing up with your brother who has, kind of his own thing, and then you kind of come alongside with that?
It's evolved. I went out there to help him out because he was short on manpower in the first couple of years of the company, but now it's flourishing. And that's when the Lord began to show me, look how you could use this with ManUp Ministries to touch people's lives and just let them know, that there's an alternative choice. There's something available they may have never heard of or known about. It's fabulous. And now that we have all of these acres, we can offer conferences to people. They come in, and myself, or they can bring their pastor, or we can bring in other speakers, teach them the life skills. I like that word, life skills. We don't just preach to them, but we give them skills and tools that they can use to learn how to release the champion in them. We've had major corporations come out, like Nordstrom's and the Ford Motor Company. The presidents of some of the largest casinos are starting to come out now and check into it. So it's just amazing to see what God can do through race cars or machine guns.
And who would have ever thought this when you were taking mission trips with Dr. Summerall back in the day?
He would have loved it. He'd been I was talking with the Pete just a little while ago. Dr. Summerall would have been the first one behind that machine gun. I might have been on the other end of it, but he would have. He had a strong personality. He knew what he was all about and what he wanted to do, and he wouldn't have been afraid to get in one of those trucks.
Well, it sounds like a very exciting ministry, Cliff, and we wish you nothing but the best with it. For more information, you can visit manupministries.com, or, of course, you can always access the links on our website, harvest-tv.com. There's more Harvest coming your way. Stay with us.